we talk about the health of the U.S. economy, we don't often talk about cardboard boxes as being an important indicator, but the production of paper, packaging, as well as container board are very important and do indicate what is going on in the U.S. economy. Well, our senior markets correspondent right now, Julie Hyman, is standing in the newsroom, and she is with the CEO of International Paper, John Faraci. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks so much. And indeed, when you talk about International Paper, John, thanks for joining us.
Thanks to be here, Julie.
You obviously have clients in a lot of different industries because everybody needs to put their stuff in something in order to either ship it out or in order to put it on a shelf. So what are you seeing? Where are you seeing demand in the U.S. right now?
Well, we're seeing a recovering but not fully recovered economy. And I think we're seeing that in most of the segments in non-durables. The durables market, being housing related, is still pretty soft.
And there we're talking about things like refrigerators and bigger items. So the food market has been picking up. For example, apparel has been doing well. I'm curious then what you've been doing in terms of beefing up your capacity, or have you been, and what are your hiring plans this year?
Well, our hiring plans are to respond to demand. We've got plenty of capacity to meet our customers' needs, and when we see demand and it is improving, if it continues to improve, we'll start to do some hiring.
But so far you're kind of holding the line in terms of hiring. After, we should mention, cutting back pretty dramatically over the past several years.
Unfortunately, when the recession of 2008-9 and really into the first quarter of 2010 hit, we had to respond like a lot of other companies did, and unfortunately that meant fewer jobs. But I'd see us in a position where, as demand recovers, we'll start to hire people back.
Now, there were some numbers that came out today on the industry from the Fiber Box Association, which tracks your industry, and said that inventories have been coming up. Factories are running at about 96% of capacity. Does that make you at all concerned about the supply-demand dynamic here, that inventories are getting a little too high?
Well, in our business, supply and demand has to be managed, and we manage International Paper supply and demand, balancing our capacity with our customers. This is a seasonally slow time of year, and I think there's been some weather-related impacts. We've had a bunch of storms this year that have affected big parts of the country, and that's probably affected shipments somewhat. So as we see our inventory levels, we have a lot of outages, maintenance outages coming up in the second quarter, so we had to build a little bit of inventory, but we will manage our inventories so that they stay in line with demand for our products.
So you think that demand right now is such that inventory will get worked down?
I think so.
Without a lot of,
at least from our perspective, our inventories will get worked down.
I'm curious what you're seeing in terms of international demand and what your international plans are, because the company's called International Paper, and last I checked, about 3/4 of your sales were still here in North America.
North America is a very important part of International Paper today, tomorrow, and probably forever. No question about it, though. The growth for International Paper is outside North America, and we're in Eastern Europe, we're in Russia, we're in Latin America and Brazil, we're in China, and those are all parts of the world where the demand for our products, paper and packaging, is growing at a fairly attractive rate.
And are you looking to expand there by making more acquisitions versus doing more acquisitions here in the U.S., for example?
There's organic growth in those markets, obviously. There's not as much of that in our mature markets like Western Europe and North America. We'll look at acquisition opportunities only if they make financial sense, and we've made some in North America, a large one, Weyerhaeuser's packaging business a couple years ago. More recently, we acquired a packaging business, corrugated packaging business in China, and we like that business there, and that's a growing market. Demand in our box business last year was up over 15% in China, compared to 3% in North America.
All right, John, if I can get 10 seconds from you.
Sure.
When do you think you'll be raising the dividend again?
I think that's something that the board will take under consideration before the end of this year.
Okay, John Faraci of International Paper, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Good to
Julie.
see you again.